Hey everybody, welcome to the very first installment of the Paranormal South Carolina YouTube video channel. As you may or may not be aware, we have a Paranormal South Carolina Facebook group, and it has done very well. I think in a little over 3 years, maybe 3.5 years, it's gone from 2 members to I think we're like 6,600 members right now. So it's been a good ride. So I wanted to create this channel to supplement the group. The group is a group where people can go and they can join the group, they can read stories, and they can share their own paranormal stories. So they've been doing that, and they've been, I would probably get 10 posts a week, maybe something like that. We get a lot. And I've learned a lot of things through this. Probably the biggest thing I've learned is that a lot of people have stories that they want to share. They have experienced things that are paranormal, that are outside of the realm of normalcy, that they just can't explain. It can be Bigfoot sightings, mountain lion sightings. That could be UFO sightings, UAP sightings, ghost stories, just all kinds of things. I've always loved Halloween. I remember when I was young, I would go to my papa's house to spend the night. I would ask my papa to tell me haunted house stories. That was the highlight of my trip, going to see Nanny and Papa. So I've always loved it. I never really got, while I loved Halloween and I loved ghost stories and all of that stuff, I was very skeptical. And I still am skeptical in a way. I always look for a logical explanation to try to debunk a paranormal experience. But anyway, I had a few experiences of my own. I wasn't looking to have an experience. I wasn't expecting anything, and I will share those later. And by the way, if you're wondering about my accent, it's just my deaf accent. I'm deaf, so that's why I sound funny. I just have that deaf accent. Hopefully, you'll get used to it the more you see me on Paranormal South Carolina YouTube. But I had my experiences. I couldn't explain them. I'll share them later. And over the last 3.5 years of having this Facebook group, I realized that there are a ton of people out there, just normal, everyday people who have had experiences. A lot of people have not shared their story publicly because they are afraid of being ridiculed. They are afraid of being labeled as crazy or whatnot. So that's one of the biggest takeaways from this group. I still get private messages pretty regularly from people telling me their stories, but not posting it to the group and asking for me not to share their stories with others. And I really think a lot of people do that just to get it off their chest. Something kind of traumatizing happens. You just kind of want to get it off your chest, and you just feel better after telling your stories. And back then, before the things that have happened to me, I would have, kind of laughed at you and not believed at you, or believed you. I believe what you tell me now. I will still try to debunk it and try to offer logical explanations. But whatever kind of story you have, and I would most likely 99% believe it, unless it was just crazy, outlandish, like Bigfoot riding a unicorn, type stuff. So I wanted to get on this YouTube channel. What we're going to do is we're going to dedicate this channel to South Carolina paranormal sightings. Even though we have members all across the nation and we have members on other continents in the group, the YouTube channel will be focused solely on South Carolina sightings. That can be anything paranormal. UFOs, UAPs, Bigfoot, Dogman, anything that is not normal. So what we're going to do, I will I'll look at the group, I'll look at the post, and I may bring in some stories that have been shared to the group, to the channel. One thing I remember seeing last week is somebody asked about ghost calls, if people have seen ghost calls or have experienced them. I'm going to look into that, research that. I'll bring it to the channel in another video. What I do is I collect stories. I like to retell stories. I like to tell my own stories. I love to do research on stories to see if what things line up. To see if could it be coincidental, or is it just I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I'm just trying to find out if maybe the history matches up with the story or the context matches up. So I like to see if the story gels, basically. If it gels well, and and if there's things related in the story that you possibly didn't know about, things that make the story more believable, more interesting. I love to do that. I love to tell stories in that way. I don't like being in front of the camera, but I warm up pretty quickly, so hopefully after a few times being on the camera, I'll get more comfortable in front of it. I don't know how to edit videos yet, but I'm going to try to learn all of that stuff. I'm going to try to put the email on the screen so that you can email me with any of your stories at any time. I will be glad to check into them and bring them to the channel. Let's see. I think that's it. I just wanted to introduce the channel to you and just let you know that if you have stories, if you have paranormal sightings in South Carolina that you have experienced, you want me to research any of that, just let me know. Email me. I don't communicate with spirits. I don't have the REM pods and the thermal cameras and all of that stuff. That might come later, but one thing I don't do is I don't communicate with spirits. So I'll never use the Ouija board. I'll never use the EVP. I'm never talking to the EVP and say, "Hey, if you're here, please give me a sign," something like that. I just don't communicate with spirits. And I can explain why in another video. I've got lots of ideas for videos. I've just got to get them all down and put them all on video and try to learn how to edit stuff. So I don't go out and investigate as other paranormal groups do, but I do like to go and get the facts. I may go to a location and I may turn the lights out, shine my light around, leave my cell phone running so I can take pictures or take video and see what I can hear. And I know that's funny coming from a deaf man, but I can hear more than you think. So, but yeah, that's what I do. I'm open to doing that sometimes, but mainly I like to collect stories and get them out for other people to listen to. And there are many people out here that you interact with on a daily basis that have stories to share. They just don't share them. I would love to see more people become more comfortable with sharing their stories. There's a lot of crazy things happening in the world today, and it's not good to keep things stored up inside. If you have an experience, you need to get it out, because once you do get it out, you will find that you're not as crazy as you think you are. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have anything to share with me, email me. I'm going to try to get it up on the screen. So I will see y'all later.